and welcome back to my channel. Sorry I have been away for a few days. There is a slight change with the course book we are going to refer, and I have posted a small picture about the textbook that we are going to follow. But I will be giving you the name in details. It's called Cambridge IGCSE Mathematics Core and Extended, which is second edition by Karen Morrison and Nick Hamshaw. I have taken all the notes from that course book. Anyways, let's start with Unit 1. So just to give you an overview, it has 7 subtopics, and today we will be covering 1.1, which is called different types of numbers, and it has 2 exercises. Okay, all right. Now moving on to some understanding key points. Okay, so the first thing we need to understand is what are natural numbers. Okay, I'm gonna use the color green. Okay, what are natural numbers? Any whole number from 1 to infinity is called natural numbers. These are the numbers that we use every day. It is also sometimes known as counting numbers, in which 0 is not included. So the examples are 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and so on. Then second comes is odd numbers. I hope you are, of course, you have been, you know these things before from your earlier classes. Okay, odd numbers, any whole number that cannot be divided by 2. So the examples are 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and so on. Moving on, even numbers. What are even numbers? A whole number that can be divided exactly by 2. So the examples are 2, 4, 6, and 8. But we can take another example. Let's say 16. So 16 can be divisible by 2, which is going to be 8. Okay. The next is integer. What is an integer? Any negative and positive whole number, including 0, is called an integer. That means in the number scale, any numbers you get is -3, 2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3. These are called integers. Okay. Next is prime numbers. Prime numbers are a whole number that can only be divided by 1 and the number itself. So this means they do not have any other factors other than 1 and themselves. So let's say if we take 3, so 3 can be only divisible by 3, and yeah, so that means we can write 3 times 1 equals to 3. There is no any other number by which we can divide 3. So similarly, let's take 5. 5 also the same. 5 times 1 is equals to 5. 9, let's say 9. 9 is not, because we can divide 1 times 9 is equals to, we can multiply 1 times 9 is equals to 9, sorry, and 3 times 3 is equals to 9. So we have another multiplying factor other than just 1 and the 9 itself. Okay, moving on to square numbers. What are square numbers? Square numbers are product obtained when an integer is multiplied by itself. Square numbers are very easy. It's something like, let's say 2 into 2 is equals to 4. So this is a square number. 3 into 3 is equals to 9. This is a square number. 4 multiplied by 4 is equals to 16. This is square number. 5 multiplied by 5 is equals to 25. This is also a square number. So I hope you understand. In case if you have any questions which you don't understand, you can just comment in the comment box and let me know. I will try to answer them as soon as possible. All right, and then comes fraction. A number representing parts of a whole number. It can be written in 2 different ways. So the first we have is a common or called vulgar fraction, which is usually a by b, or like let's say 1 by 2, 3 by 4 in portions that we find. Usually it has a numerator and a denominator. So let's say if it's 3 by 4, this is a numerator and this is a denominator. All right. And the other way is, other fraction type is called decimal point. It's the usual numbers 0 0.5, 0 0.2, 0 0.1, and so on. So I hope you are pretty clear with these definitions or terms. What are natural numbers? What are odd numbers? What are even numbers? What are integers? What are prime numbers? What are square numbers? And what is a fraction? Now, we will be moving on to doing the exercises, but before we move there, there are some points or something like just a recall. You can just recall um, simply product means multiplication. I hope you know that. And sum means addition. So in any questions, if it says like find the product of something, so find the product of 4 times to 5. So that means it's asking you to multiply those two numbers. If it says sum, that means it's added. And if it says difference, that means there is a subtraction. You have to do subtraction, or you have to perform subtraction in that particular question. Okay, so the symbols are something I don't think so. You are new. I think you have been exposed to this symbols before. Like for example, this is equals to. You know this symbol very well. I'll give it a zoom view. Wait. Yeah, I hope you can see it very clearly. All right. So you know what is equals to, and when if the question says it's is not equals to, that means let's say I said 3 is not equals to 5. So this is the time we use this symbol. And approximately this is the approximation sign. So let's say I can say that 3.1 is approximately close to 3.11. Yeah, so this is the approximation sign, which means it's very close to. Okay, so I hope this is clear. Then you know the less than sign, you know the greater than sign, and this is less than or equals to, so which is something like this. Okay, or this. It depends on, if it is less than, you have to use less than or equals to sign. If it is greater than or equals to, you have to just use this sign. When we will be solving the questions, the things will become more clear, the concept will be more clear, and I am pretty sure you know what therefore is. These 3 dots. Yep. And the square root, of course. This is the square root. All right. All right, so moving on. I hope you are clear with all of it. So we will be moving to the exercises, but before that, if you want to, I'm gonna pause speaking for some time. Here are the exercise questions. So if you want to test your understanding before me solving the answers, you can pause the video and you can try to solve them, and then check your answers with my answers. But in that way, you will be able to know that you have understood well, and also your answers are correct. Okay, I'll pause for 5 seconds. All right. So let's start with question 1. Okay, I hope I have enough space here. All right. Okay, question 1. So I'm gonna use the color blue, if that's favorable. Okay. Solutions. Number 1. Okay, here is a set of numbers. So the first thing whenever you go to solve a question is you first write the key points of the question. So they have given you the numbers, so you just copy the numbers back. -4, -1, 0, and then half, 0 0.75, 3, 4, 6, 11, 16, 19, and 25. All right, great. Now first, A. We'll find the natural numbers. So list the numbers from their set that are natural numbers. Okay. So now we have to go back to the definition. What are natural numbers? Sorry. Okay, so natural numbers are whole numbers starting from 1 to infinity, and it doesn't include 0. So let's see what are the numbers. Okay, we have 3, we have 4, we have 6, we have 11, 16, 19, and 25. So write 3, 4, 6, 11, 16, 19, and 25. All right, great. Option B is even number. So we got to find the even number. So what are even numbers again? I'm going back and forth just to make your concept clear in case if you have any doubt. Even numbers, okay, any whole number that can be divided exactly by 2. Okay, so here we can see we have 4, we have 6, we have 16. Yes, so we're gonna write 4, 6, and 16. That's it, done. C, the odd numbers. Odd numbers are any numbers that cannot be exactly divided by 2, I believe. Yes, odd numbers that cannot be divided by 2. Great. So what are the numbers that cannot be exactly divided by 2? This is 3. I'm going to use a different color pen. It's going to be 3, 11, 19, and 25. Okay. 3, 11, 19, and 25. Great. Now, question D. Okay. D is integers. Okay. What is integers again? Integers are any negative, positive, including 0. So any negative numbers, any positive numbers, and 0, we have to include all of them. So we have negative 4, negative 1. Let's write them. Negative 4, negative 1, and then 0, of course. 0. And we have the rest 3, 4, 6, all the numbers. 3, 4, 6, 11, 16, 19, and 25. Great. Now it's question E. Sorry, I wrote that in red. Okay, E is negative integers. So negative integers are, they're specifically asking to just write the negative integers. So which is negative 4 and negative 1. So just write it, negative 4 and negative 1. Great. E, F. F is fractions. So we know there are two types of fractions. One is decimal and the other is, it has a very funny name, vulgar. Is it? Yep. So F is, we have the fraction which is half and 0.75. Since they didn't mention exactly which type, so you have to include both. So we're gonna write half and 0.75 FG. Square numbers. So as I have explained earlier, square numbers are the numbers. Let's say 2 times 2 equals to 4, 3 times 3 is equals to 9, 4 times 4 is equals to 16. So you just have to take these numbers. So let's see if we have 4. Yes, we have a 4. 4. Do we have a 9? No. We have 16. Yes, we have 25. 25. 5 times 5 goes to 25. So the numbers are 4, 16, and 25. So we have 4, 16, and 25. Okay. All right. Now H, it's prime numbers. So what are prime numbers? Prime numbers are the numbers that can only be divided by 1 and the number itself. So first I'm gonna show how to do the testing. So let's say 3. So if we take 3 for example, this from here. Okay, so let's say we take 3. So for 3 we can just write 1 times 3 is equals to 3. That's all. So yes, 3 comes under this, under the prime numbers. We have 4. So 1 times 4 is equals to 4. There is a technique by which you can I think you should practice this technique. This will help you in the later in the chapter, I mean. So 2 times 2 is equals to 4. So as you can see, it has 1, 4 and 2. So it can be, this number 4 can be divided by 1, it can be divided by 2, and it can be divided by 4. So hence this is not a prime number. 6 also has the same. 1 times 6 is equals to 6. 2 times 3 is equals to 6. So we have other two factors. Hence, this is not a prime number. So the next is 11. Then is 19. So in this way, you can check out the other numbers. You can check out 16 and 25, and you are gonna find multiple factors. So yeah, they will not be included inside prime numbers. Okay, now we have here the prime numbers. We have here the square numbers. The square number is question G. Okay. Okay. Okay, question G says square numbers, and question H says prime numbers. The next question says neither square nor prime. Says neither square nor prime. That means whatever the numbers that are included here must be excluded. So 4, 16 and 25, we cut out 4, 16, 25. Okay, so it says neither, so this means these are the numbers we should not select, so we are crossing them out first for our ease. All right, 4, 16. I'm scribbling it because since this is the last question for part A, and 25, and the other numbers are 3, 11 and 19. So 3, 11 and 19. So here we are going to include the remaining numbers, which are -4, -1, 0, half, and 0.75 and 6. That's all. So here we are done with the first question. Let's move to the second. Just move it side. All right, cool. Okay. Now moving to question number 2. Okay. Question 2. A. They say list the next 4 odd numbers after 107. After 107, we have to list the next 4 odd numbers. So that's the number line. So here they said 107. They said the next 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 107. Next comes 108. We cannot because this is not an odd number because this can be divided by 2. So the next is 109, 109, and then comes 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, and So here we have the next four odd numbers. So you can just write it 109, 111, 113, and 115. Okay. Part B. List four consecutive even numbers between 2008 and 2030. So they said list four consecutive. So you can select. Okay, they said between 2008 to 2000, between 2008 to 2030. So they said four consecutive. Consecutive means the adjacent for that means let's say 1, 2, 3, 4. So one after another. That's called consecutive. So what comes after 2008? 2010, 2012, 2014, 2016, 2018, 2020. So after 2008 you can include this 4, or you can include this 4, or you can include till they said till 2030. So yeah, you can keep writing and you can include any of the 4, but it must be consecutive. So let's say I'm gonna choose 2010, 2012, 2014, and 2016. That's all. Okay, then C it says all odd numbers between 993 and 1007. Okay, so between 993 and 1007. So we can write, I hope you're clear with the odd numbers. So we can write 995, 997, 999, 1001, 1003, 1005, 1007. Oh, no, it's right, 1007 because it says between 993 to between 1007. Okay, question D. Okay, question D is, it says the first five square numbers. Okay, the first five square numbers should be pretty easy. First five square numbers. So we are just gonna write like this. First check 2 times 2 is equals to 4. 3 times 3 is equals to 9. 4 times 4 is equals to 16. 5 times 5 is equals to 25. Sorry, and 6 times 6 is equals to 36. So these are our first 5 square numbers. So we are gonna write 4, 9. This is just a working, okay? Please make sure this is just working. You don't have to show it. This is just for you to understand. But if the exam or if your test requires to show your working, then you have to show this, or else you can just proceed with this questions with these numbers. That's all. 4, 9, 16, 25, and 36. Okay. Moving on. Next we have is E. It says 4 decimal fractions that are smaller than 0.5. Okay. 4 decimal fractions that are smaller than 0.5. It's question E. Okay, so let's get the number line. So we have 0.5. So there is 2 ways to present this answer. You can just write 0.5, then 0.4. You just have to go backwards. That means something that is less than all the numbers that is less than 0.5. So there are many ways to answer this. So 0 0.4, 0 0.3, 0 0.2, 0 0.1, 0, and so on. Or you can also do it in this way. And this is 0 0.5. So you can write 0 0.49, 0 0.48, 0 0.47, 0 0.46, 0 0.45, and so on. So since our question just asked us to give 4 decimal fractions, so we're just gonna go, you can give either of these. So I'm just gonna write top one, 0 0.4, 0 0.3, 0 0.2, and 0 0.1. That's all. Okay, now we have moving on to the next question. Sorry, I'm taking a lot of space. Okay, and then we have F. F says 4 vulgar fractions that are greater than half but less than 3/4. Yes, so it says something that is greater than half. So let's make this table. That is something that is greater than half. That means greater than half but less than 3/4. So we have to include all the numbers, which can be any numbers between these two, but in vulgar form. So you can just mention any. So but I will write 11/20, 3/5, 13/20, 7/10, and so on. All right, guys. Now moving to question 3. Hey, state whether the following will be odd or even. Question A: the sum of two odd numbers. The sum of two odd numbers. So sum of two odd numbers. So odd numbers are like, let's say 3 plus 5. Both of them are odd numbers. So when we add them, we get an 8, which is even. So the answer is even. Part B, we have the sum of two even numbers. So 4 plus 4 is equals to 8. So yes, we get even. Then the C, sum of an odd and even number. So odd and even number is, let's say 5 plus 2. This is an odd number, this is an even number, so which gives 7. So we are going to write it as odd. So when we add 2, when we have the sum of an odd number and an even number, we have an odd number. Then D, the square of an odd number. So square of an odd number, let's say 7. 7 is an odd number. So square means 7 times 7 is equals to 49, which is an odd number. So we're going to go with odd. So if we multiply two odd numbers, we're going to get an odd number. And then E, the square of an even number. The square of an even number. So let's say 6 is an even number, so 6 times 6 is equals to 36. It can be divided by 2, so that means this is also an even number. Okay, then we have F, an odd number multiplied by an even number. So an odd number, let's say 5, is multiplied by an even number, which is 6. You can take any number, so 5 times 6 is equals to 30, so we are gonna get an even number. So that's it with exercise 1.1. Now we will move on to exercise 1.2. Okay guys, now we have exercise 2. Question 1. part A. It says 19. Rewrite each of these statements using mathematical symbols. So these are the symbols I talked to you earlier in the video. So let's start. 19 is less than 45. So we are just gonna literally take these words and just put it in numbers. So here we have 19. We have 19. 19 is less than 45. So we just write 19 less than 45. This is the less than sign, and then 45. That's it. We have B. 12 plus 18 is equals to 30. So 12 plus 18 is equals to 30. That's it. Then C. 0.5 is equals to half. So 0.5 is equals to half. Then we have D. 0.8. 0.8 is not equals to 8.0. Done. Then E. Negative 34. Negative 34 is less than 2 times negative 16. Less than 2 times negative 16. So we can just put a bracket around negative numbers. Then we have F. Therefore x is less than or equals to negative 45. X is less than or equals to negative 45. Then we have G. Okay. Oh, sorry, I messed it up. Sorry. We're gonna do F again. F, it says, therefore, the number x is equals to the root of 72. So x is equals to the root of 72. Done. Then EFG. A number x is less than or equals to negative 45. So x is less than or equals to negative 45. We're done with G. H is pi is approximately equal to 3.14. Pi is approximately equals to 3.14. Okay. I. 5.1 is greater than 5.1 is greater than 5.01. Okay. And then we have J. The sum of 3 and 4 is not equal to the product of 3 and 4. Okay, the sum of 3 and 4, that means sum means addition. So the sum of 3 and 4 is not equals to the sum of 3 and 4 is not equals to the product of 3 and 4. So the product of 3 and 4. Okay. The difference between 12 and negative 12, the difference between 12 and negative 12 is greater than 12. Then L, we have the sum of negative 12, that means the sum of negative 12 and negative 24 is less than 0. Is less than 0. Okay. And then we have M. The product of 12 and a number x is approximately negative 40. So the product of 12 and a number x is approximately negative 40. We can also write this in this way. 12 times x, 12 times x is approximately negative 40. We can denote multiplication sign by just a dot. Okay. Here we are done with question 1. Moving to question 2. All right. Number 2a, it says say whether these mathematical statements are true or false. Okay, the first statement, it says 0.599 is greater than 6.0, so which is false because clearly 6.0 is greater. Then B, 5 times 1999 is approximately equals to 10,000, which is true. And then C, to clarify this, let's check with the calculator. 5 times 1999, we are gonna get 9995, and we have been given the approximation of 10,000. So these two numbers are almost close. They're not similar, they're not the same numbers, but they are pretty close. Approximately they are almost the same. So as a result, we gave the answer as true. Then C, 8.1 is equals to 1 over 10. So to check this one, we can do something like this. It says 8.1 is equals to 1 over 10. So how can we convert this to proper fraction? So we can write 1 over 10. So we just have to multiply this 2 and then add the result by with this number. So we are gonna write 8 into 10 is equals to 80, and plus 1 is equals to 81. So we're gonna get 81 by 10, which is also 8.1 if we check with the calculator. So that's the answer. So both of them are equal, so it's true. We have D. Okay, the 6.2 plus 4.3 is equals to 4.3 plus 6.2. It's true. Okay, E, 20 into 9 is greater than or equals to 21 into 8. Okay, so let's check this. 21 times 8 is 168, and 20 times 9. So yep, 20 times 9 is gonna be 20 times 9 is gonna be 180, and so the result for this is 168. So hence the statement is correct because this side is greater, so it's true. F, 6.0 is equal to 6. Yes, it's true. G, negative 12 is greater than negative 4. This is false because I think you can recall the numbering system for the negative. So we have negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, and so on. And we can have negative 12 here. So in the positive numbering system, if we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the higher it goes, the larger the number is. But on the negative side, the backward it goes, the smaller the number. So hence the answer for G is false. Okay, H we have 19.9 is less than or equals to 90. This is true. Then we have I. 1000 is less than or equals to 199 times the 5. This is also true. You can check with a calculator. IJ, or you can just multiply and check it out. The numbers are very close. J is root 16 is equals to 4, so it's true. Because when we square root 16, we're going to get the answer 4. Okay. next we come with k. 35 times 5 times 2 is not equals to 350, which is false because 35 times 5 times 2 is equals to 350. So we're going to false. L, 20 divided by 4 is equals to 5 divided by 20, which is false because 20 divided by 4 we are going to 5, and 5 divided by 20 we are going to get 1 over 4, so which is false. M, 20 minus 4 is not equals to 4 minus 20. Yes, this is correct because 20 minus 4 we will get 16, and 4 minus 20 we're going to get minus 16, so which is not equal. So the answer is true. It's correct. And then we have N. 20 times 4 is not equals to 4 times 20. It's false because 20 times 4 is gonna give you 80 is equals to 80, should be equals to 80, but a wrong statement is given. Anyways guys, that's all for this video. We are going to continue with the next subtopic 1.2, which is multiples and factors, in the next video. If you have any questions, you can comment below. If you like my teaching, hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.